Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be doing something pretty exciting, I think. Have you ever seen those Wi-Fi switches where you can hook them up to your phone or your home system like Google Home or Alexa and operate your lights? Well, I installed one of these probably a year or so ago in the house and it works perfectly. I have no issues with it whatsoever. So it did come in a 2-pack and I'm going to install this one today in my garage, and we'll just open this up. I'll show you what you get. So this one here, this one here is a pretty simple single pole switch, like so. It's got those wires in the back. So why don't we head over to the bench, I'll show you what's inside the box, and let's get this project started, because it's getting dark outside. It's getting dark. So the manufacturer of this one is Meross, as you can see there. Like I mentioned, I have installed one of these before and the install went very, very well as the app setup. So as you can see, we have a switch. Now, all these wires might be a little scary in the back. Don't you worry about that. Inside the box, we have some plates. It also comes with an instruction sheet, which is kind of useless. Let's get over to the wall where I'm going to be replacing that outdoor timer switch for my garage lights. I'll show you guys what's going on in that box because it's a cluster. Alright, so before we start this video, pretty simple disclaimer guys, I am not an electrician. Playing with household electricity is very dangerous and you can injure yourself or can actually result in death. So my suggestion is, if you are the least bit uncomfortable with opening up a switch cover or touching wires, or you don't know how to shut off the power to your breakers or any of that stuff, leave this to a professional. Just don't call me because I'm too expensive. All right, we got that out of the way. As you can see, I already have one of the switches installed here. And the nice thing about this switch is, hey Google, turn off the garage lights. And that is all done from that switch right there, which we are going to install another one right here. Hey Google, turn on the garage light. There you go. So as you can see, these function fantastic. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is kill power to that circuit. Mine is in my panel just right over here, so we're going to head over there and do that. All right, so I've gone ahead and I've shut off the breaker to this switch right here, and I know the breaker is shut off because the outside lights are no longer operating. That was for this circuit here. So now we can go ahead and we can remove these two screws and we'll pull this unit out and take a look behind. All right, so because my common white is trapped in behind this switch, I'm just going to pull the switch out a touch. All right, we're just taking it right off, and I'll pull out my neutrals right here. Okay, so I have it all apart now. I really don't want to confuse everybody who is not familiar with electrical, because here I have a white and a black marked together. Now there is a perfectly good explanation for this. So in this instance, my power is coming onto my white and it's going to the black of the switch, which is going to be the line voltage. And the load side, which is the one that's going to turn the light on, goes back to the same pair of wires, but feeds the black, which brings the power back to the light on the same wire. Now in the box where the lights are, all the commons or the neutrals are all wired together. So here, I'll show this to you right here on this diagram so that maybe it'll clear things up a little bit. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, and hopefully I didn't confuse you guys and you understand, we're just going to use my multimeter here just to check for line voltage. So everything looks good. As you can see, that one's dead as well, so there was never any worry about this one. So we are good here. We can take these apart and we can start installing the other switch. Okay, so on the new switch, we're going to have basically the same thing. We have our green for our ground wire, which is going to be grounded to the box. We have our white, which is going to be our neutral wire, which is shared with the other neutrals that are in that box as well. We have the black wire here that's going to be line voltage. This is going to be the 120 volt AC power supply to the switch. And when the switch is turned on, that's going to go onto the load side, and that's going to be the brown wire. So again, we're going to be going to the white wire from the lights to the black, because that's going to be our power wire. This is going to go to the black wire from the lights, because that's going to be the load side. Neutral is going to be marred with the rest of the neutrals, and green is going to go to the back of the box. So let me get that put in, and I'll show you what I did in 2 seconds. All right, I just got that switch in, and I fished out the screw that I lost in behind the air compressor there, so let me show you what I did. All right, this will be really quick. So again, we did the brown from the switch, which is the load side, went to the black of the light. The white of the light goes to the black, which is the actual line voltage. And I should be wrapping this with black tape, this white one here, which I'm going to do. That is the code, and I'm an idiot. And also I have the green that's tied to the back of the box. Now we're not going to install this quite yet. We're just going to flip everything in like so. I'm going to just put a screw in there quickly, and we're just going to test it out, make sure everything functions, and make sure that we can maybe get it programmed before we go ahead and button this up. All right, so I'm just going to reach over here. I'm going to turn the breaker back on. There we go, breaker's on. Switch is blinking currently. I don't know if you guys can see that. You can see it's going orange and green, and that's a good thing. And the outside light over there, if you look up over there, you can see it's on. If I press the switch, it will go off like it should. So now the fun part is, let's get this switch on the Wi-Fi network like the other one, and let's get this programmed so that I can say, hey Google, turn on the outside garage light.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Yeah, she don't understand because it's not programmed. So let's give that a shot and see what happens. Here comes the fun part, folks. Okay, so I've gone ahead, as you can see, I've loaded the app. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click the plus up in the top, right there, and now it's going to ask us what kind of device do you want to find. Now I'm just going to let it search for a device nearby. Let me get a little bit closer to the device over here. As you can see in the top there, it's searching. Let's see what it finds over here. All right, so it doesn't appear that it's actually finding it, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select the device, smart switch right here, and we have the MSS 510. I'm going to click on that. Now this instructional video tells you how to go ahead and install it if I were to click start. Now we're going to skip the preparation because we already have it installed and everything's turned back on, everything's connected correctly. And yes, all those lines are all good. Next, next, next. Now we're going to click the panel version that we have is that one. That's going to show a different style, making sure that all your connections are okay. And they are, so that is good. So now we're going to connect it to Wi-Fi. Let's do that. So now the device has to be blinking red slowly, which it is. We're going to click on next. We have the basic version of the switch. And we are going to connect the device Wi-Fi, then come back to the Meross app. So we're going to do that quickly. And I'm just going to block out what you guys see here currently. So we're going to click on Meross. And we're going to wait till that's connected. So that is now connected to that network. We're going to go back to the app like it asks. There we go. So we have connected to that network. Now we're going to go to the Wi-Fi settings. It is connected, as we can see. Successfully connected. Click here to go back to the app. That is done. Now this is where we're going to name it. So this is going to be called Outside Garage Lights. Done. And now we're going to choose an icon. Well, it's going to be a switch, so we're going to do that. We're going to enter the password for the Wi-Fi network, which I'm going to block out right now. Now it's going to finish setting up the switch. The switch is cycling, it's clicking, it's doing its thing. And I think that is going to be it for that. There we go. Now we have a solid light on the switch. We are done. So now the switch is connected. So now that the switch is connected, we're going to see it right there on that side. Now if I click on it, there's my Google telling me something has joined this. Yes, I knew. New firmware for garage light, optimized connectivity. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to do that firmware update. Update all. The switch just rebooted, I can hear that. And now that is up to date. We're going to go back and back again and back to home. And there's our lane. Now if I click on it, it turns on the outside lights and yeah, perfect. And turns them off. Okay, so now let's go to Google Home and set that up. Okay, so now in Google Home, we can see all my devices that I have currently in the house. Right now, 2 garage lights are on. That would be my my bench light and my main lights. So we want to add another light to the actual lighting system. So we're going to click on devices, and these are other things that I currently have, and we're going to add one. Oh, that is a real mess. Matter enabled device, Matter logo, Google. Wow. I can't read that. Talk about, yeah, that's bad. So we're going to click with Works with Google Home. Click on Meross. Check for new devices. So it should already be linked, but we're going to do it anyway. There we go. It's checking for new devices. So there's our garage outside switch. I'm going to select that. I'm going to click that. So I'll block out my home name there. Where is this device located? This device is located in the garage. Next. And now we should have garage outside lights. Let's see here. Oh, that just shut off my lights. Okay, hang on. Turn that back on. Garage lights on, garage door opener, workbench. 4 lighting devices. In the garage, there we go, outside. Garage lights on and off. Okay, so now let's check it out and see if it works with Google. All right, so this is the pretty cool part. As you can see, that was all pretty simple. Now you do have to load a couple of different apps to get it going. I have had experience with this in the past. I hope that helped you, but now let's see if this works over here. And my Google device is just up on the wall up there, and that is my outside light right over there. As you can see, it's currently on. Hey Google, turn off outside garage lights. Wow. Hey Google, turn on outside garage lights. So there you go, everybody. Pretty simple switch install. The Meross or Meross, whatever you want to call it. The setup's a little bit daunting at times. There are a number of apps to load the Meross app and then have to connect it to Google Home. Now, I'm not familiar with how to connect them to Alexa. I would imagine it's probably similar to this, but this was a very easy install. Now I can go ahead in my Google Home. I can do programming for my lights, come on at a certain time, go off at a certain time. And now from inside the house, I can tell Google to turn them on. So it's a win-win. Thanks everybody for watching. If you learned a little something here, why don't you go ahead and like the video so we'll push this out to other people, and we'll see you guys next time.